Every good video tells a story, but in some ways I feel like this video has no story. More than anything, I'm just trying to talk about where I'm at and how I'm feeling at the moment. In some ways, I feel like I've been sitting down and making videos and coming to the camera and trying my very best to explain concepts and share ideas and share things that I care about and that I'm interested in speaking on. Well, part of me isn't sure if that's really who I am or if that's just what I'm trying to be for the sake of this. Honestly, at the moment, I'm not sure. I enjoy talking on interesting concepts, but my philosophical thinking tends to stop me in some ways from just being. If a big goal for me in Studio Raphael is to be the change that I hope to see in the world, then that makes me wonder if the change that I hope to see is humanity, people being more questioning of the way things are and spending more time thinking, or spending less time thinking and more time simply being. In some ways, it's like the more we think, the more we just get ourselves caught up into traps. Thinking itself seems to be the trap. What happens if we just stop thinking? What happens if we just be? What happens if the videos I make are simply based around being present rather than trying to explain and explore big fancy topics that not everyone is necessarily interested in? Would it not be more interesting for somebody to just show up as their authentic self, be who they are, share what they enjoy, and just be everything that God intended them to? Is that not more than simply preaching? Not to say that I preach, but it's one thing to talk about something and it's another thing to do and be something, and that seems to be where life is challenging me the most recently. Is at what point do I stop trying to talk about things, and at what point do I simply just become the thing? Is becoming something not a better example than speaking on it, and then when people are curious, then you share the answer? Is speaking on the answer without being questioned necessarily the best way to go about things? Honestly, I don't know. In some ways, I feel like I've tried so many things that I don't really know what the answer is anymore. I just try and show up as my best self, share what I feel needs to be shared in the moment, and then go on with my life. That's all I can do. I can't force people to listen. I can't force people to care. I can just hope that people have the heart and the desire to seek and create positive change in the world in the same way that I do, by simply becoming it. I'll leave it with the question of human nature. I was watching a video yesterday, and in the video, the gentleman that I was listening to said that it is human nature to simply not want responsibility and to avoid taking ownership for the things that we do. My question for you then is that human nature, or is that just what we've come to define ourselves as due to what we've experienced in the past? And if that's the case, what can we do to move away from this identity as people that avoid responsibility and instead create a humanity that is more focused on taking ownership for our thoughts, for our actions, and becoming that which God intended for us to become? My name is Aiden, this is Studio Raphael. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for being with me in this process. It's a little something. I hope you found it interesting. I'm figuring it out in my own time. And yeah, we'll see what happens from here. I know something has to happen. That's all I know. So, thanks again. Wishing you well. And hopefully, I will see you around the studio sometime. Take care.